The League is an equal opportunity experience, and you can be all you want to be. You can participate in all aspects, and indeed most of us do. I've been a member for over 10 years. What got me interested in it was a woman that I consider to be a mentor was very involved in the League, and I thought, I want to be like her.
I came here as an immigrant in 1970 with a green card, so I wasn't eligible to vote. And I became a citizen about 7 years later, and since that time I have taken great pride in voting because I think it's the way that your voice can be heard.
My name is Mary Savala, and I've been a member of the League of Women Voters for over 50 years. Many League members have been suffragettes, but it was organized so women could become informed and make their own decisions and not have to turn to their husbands, brothers, and fathers about how to vote.
Initially there was 26 members, now there's over 150 members. It sounds small, but we are one of the largest leagues in California. Educating people about what the issues are and helping them come to some informed opinion about where they stand.
My name is Mary Ann Cast, and I'm president of the League of Women Voters of Fresno. I started working with the League, registering voters, speaking to high school kids, and eventually working in the elections office. And working in the elections office convinced me even more strongly about the sanctity of our vote and how important it is for people to understand how voting works and why they need to vote every election consistently. At this time, I'm the president of the League of Women Voters, and I still have my hand in voter services because that's what I truly love. But the breadth of experience working with the League in the many areas that the League is involved with has been very exciting and challenging, and I like that challenge. The League has long stood for empowering voters, and I think that nationwide the League is known to be steadfastly nonpartisan and objective in its approach to no matter what issues we're working on. In terms of voting, there's been so much disparagement of the voting process, of voters' qualifications, and I think that that's really not well placed. And I think that the League has a reputation of really knowing voting, and when it comes to that issue, the League is clearly an expert with regard to voting. And that's given us access to schools where there's no danger that we're going to be advocating for some partisan issue or candidate, and I think that that is really our strength. I think that we have an invaluable mission and we have a great reputation, and I really hope that we can convince people my age and younger of the importance of becoming involved with the League.
My name is Lisa Bryant, and I am a professor of political science here at Fresno State. And we have a student unit of the League of Women Voters here at Fresno State, and so I'm the faculty advisor because young people often think that they're not informed enough or they don't know enough, and so they sit out and they don't participate. And so tying sort of my research agenda and my academic agenda to a real world opportunity is sort of what drove me to the League. And so someone found out I was here and they thought, oh, you would be a really good fit to work with students who are interested in civic engagement and public issues and voting and voter registration. So the League sort of found me.
On a continuing basis, we're involved with the following local issues: housing, transportation, behavioral health, education, voter services, water issues, and land use. And each of those is an area that we have been and we continue to be involved with on a weekly basis. I think that for somebody who hasn't voted often or is thinking about voting for the first time, remember that you don't have to vote for every issue, that you can investigate a few and vote on those issues and vote confidently.
Make sure that you're registered to vote. Make sure you keep your voter registration up to date. Don't be discouraged. Everybody has voted for a loser before. Sometimes you vote for winners, sometimes you vote for losers. That's just how the game is played. I think everybody wants to go out and they want to feel like their first vote was really effective and that the person they were really inspired by won. But, that's elections, is you win some and you lose some, but you can't keep fighting for what you believe in and the candidates that you think should be in office, because even if you are unhappy with the current state of politics, the game isn't going to change because you don't like it. The game's going to stay the same. So you have to figure out how to win at the game.
Until the election is over, you don't know if your vote counts or not. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to be sitting at home saying, oh, darn, I really should have voted. You really want to be saying, well, I'm glad I expressed my opinion, whether or not the vote went in my favored direction or not. Since 2010, we've had over 100 elections that were solved or were resolved by less than 100 votes. And when I talk to a classroom full of students, I feel that making them understand that they can't sit at home and say, it doesn't matter. They really need to see that it does matter, that elections can be very close, and that their opinion really could make a difference, and they could influence the direction that our community is going.
Your vote absolutely matters. And maybe more than any time in history, it should be easier to see that it does, right? Because if we look at elections across this country, more and more elections are being decided by very slim margins. And so we can look at states where, the presidential electors were decided by less than 1,000 votes. 1,000 votes is not very many, right?
Everybody's got their little candidate signs on their front yards, but this is what we have on our front yards, is telling people that their vote matters and how to get the facts. Every vote matters, and so that's why it's important for, no matter where you are on the political spectrum, just to get out and vote.